Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Evil Chris Des, and I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. WTF is Total Biscuit? Oh look, another Brit game reviewer for me to use my terrible fake British accent on. But back to the original question, what is Total Biscuit? Simply put, Total Biscuit is a fucking asshole. I'm being facetious, obviously. Total Biscuit's a cynical Brit is a YouTube channel where he reviews games and produces other video game related content. His real name is John Bain, and he was born on July 8th in 1984 in Spennymoor, England. And I honestly could not come up with a more made-up sounding town than this. And honestly, that's about all I know about his past. Because as you can see here, the Wikipedia page starts when he's in college. What the bloody hell happened to the other 20-something odd years before that? Did he just not exist? Is he so filled with cynicism and stiff upper lip that he didn't have a childhood? But I digress. As previously stated, he does reviews of PC games in the form of 30-minute to 1 hour long first impression videos. And as such, to accurately replicate his style, I have not watched every single one of his videos, but instead have only watched about 10 or so. From what I can tell, his videos are mostly ad-libbed, which has its upsides and downsides. Though it is more organic, he can tend to ramble and labor certain points. And some of his videos are so long and he rambles so much that if I step away for a moment to answer the phone, I don't feel like I've missed anything. Other than that, I get the impression that he's a very intelligent man and cares a lot about games, especially from the consumer point of view. I mentioned that he has other content besides his first impression videos, and those largely come in the form of podcasts and other rants. In my opinion, they're okay. They kind of seem like a similar format to his first impression videos. Though the theme song for his co-optional podcast is fucking awesome. In fact, let's take a moment to listen to that. But enough talking abstractly, let's take a look at his YouTube channel. You can see his iconic logo of the top hat, which I've never actually seen him wear. And over here it says YouTube's #1 PC gaming critic. I've never heard a statement that requires inverted commas more in my entire life. I do have to say I really do like how stark and simple his color scheme is. A lot of banners can get very noisy and lost. Here we see, for people who haven't subscribed, is a video of him playing Civilization 6 with his series WTF Is, which is his first impressions videos. Looking further down, we can see his uploads, the aforementioned WTF Is first impressions of video games. And after that, we have his other content of him making videos with his wife, of his co-optional podcast, which I mentioned before, some really terrible animators, etc. Over on the side here, I can see his affiliates, which is himself, and his wife. But overall, a very well-organized channel. It actually looks pretty concise. I don't have any complaints about it. In terms of the format of his videos, as you can see on screen right now, he just sort of talks over the game he's playing, and this is getting a little confusing. I'm having trouble telling who's talking. Alright, that's enough. But going back to that statement I made earlier about him being an asshole, it's basically true, but I feel like I need to give it a couple of caveats. He's not a bad guy, he's just a dick. And he's a dick in the similar way that I am, in that I take the piss out of everything and I'm completely snarky. But whenever someone talks about Total Biscuit and how much of an ass he is, we always end up in the situation where we have a big scary elephant in the room, and that's of his ailment. Total Biscuit has made no secret that he was diagnosed with colon cancer and that has metastasized in his liver. And I honestly have to say he's a fucking trooper because he does not let it slow him down in the slightest. But as I was saying, it does make the situation of calling him out for being an arsehole a little complicated. But then you have to remember, there is absolutely no excuse for being a dick. And I don't get the feeling that he wants pity for his disease. So out of respect for him, I will treat him as if he were just a regular person, perfectly healthy. He's a dick. But I don't hate him as much as I thought I would. I first heard of this cynical Brit when I was living with my last roommate, where he would frequent his videos. I got the impression from the videos he was watching that he was a tosser who fabricated rage about games that didn't quite deserve it. But now upon doing research myself, I've found that that's not the case. He is abrasive and he is brutally honest, but I don't get the impression that he will fabricate ire for a project that does not deserve it. He does have a bad habit of talking shit about games he hasn't fully played yet.
This game should be against the Geneva Convention. But it isn't, so I guess we're playing it. You know, I've actually never played I Wanna Be the Guy, so I have no idea how this is gonna go.
In short, my feelings about him are a little bit complicated now. I went into this review expecting to absolutely hate him and get more ammunition for that ire. But I found myself not only gaining respect for him, but also seeing where a lot of his fan base comes from. And to be honest, I've kind of been converted. Now, will I watch his videos every day and become a dedicated follower of the Brit Empire? Good God, no. His videos are far too long. But I have a lot of respect for him as a reviewer and an evangelist of good games. And anyone who builds a career in a YouTube channel around getting exposure for indie games that deserve it gets a gold star in my book. If you haven't heard of Total Biscuit, then welcome back to society. But joking aside, if you haven't heard of him, I would definitely recommend you give him a try. Just be prepared to get a little angry at times. My name's been Evil Chris Zest. Thank you for putting up with me doing another terrible fake British accent. If you enjoyed this video, by all means, do be sure to click on that like button. If you did not, the dislike button's right over there. And I'll see you next time.